Welcome to this conversation with the Morning Tea Marketing Missus, where we offer valuable tips to help small business owners and sole traders improve their online presence and communicate more effectively to reach a larger audience. Your hosts are, as usual, Narelle Gaddy, and she is an accredited accessibility auditor. We have Kate Smith, who is a graphic designer for service and experience-based businesses, and Jan Roach, who is a leading web designer and with BizConnect, and also helps women over 50 with their health. I am Janine Vosper from Speech Perfect, and I help people step up to stand out. Our conversation for this month is all about balance, and Narelle is going to share her expertise with us on this particular conversation. Hey, ladies, it's good to see everyone. We haven't had a chat for a little while, have we? I know we pop up every week on YouTube, but we haven't spoken for a little bit, so it's good to see everyone.
It is. How are you all? It's actually lovely to see you all. Or actually, I'll amend that, to hear all your voices, because I've been missing our weekly conversation. So this is fantastic. Look, what I wanted to talk about in relation to balance, and particularly with accessibility, digital accessibility, it's really interesting because you hear stories of people say, oh, I went and got an audit done, and to fix everything was just so costly. And you know what? We need to put a bit of balance into that. It's like anything. You can do everything at once and just make it this huge, big mountain, or just take a little bit at a time. Break it into small sections. And whether it's you look at, say, on your website or your images and you think, I'll just go and do the alternate text on the images. Hey, once it's done, you've done that that small step. That's great. It's getting it into balance, because it's not just this you've got to do. Suddenly you might have some new clients, you might have some more government regulation, you might have been hacked. All these things come. Life gets in the way. Your kids might, well, I don't, my kids are all grown up, but there's the kids' sports days, or there's that super cool party you want to go to if you're in your 20s and 30s and single, like our wonderful Kate. Or, there's that gym session that you need to do. It's all about balance and working out what you can literally do in small chunks. And it's just so interesting, because when I think about it, we do everything in small chunks, don't we? We don't go and cook all our meals for the week in one big go.
Some people do, Narelle.
I do.
They're very organised, very structured people do. And I remember I used to, when I was an aerobic instructor, I used to be very...
I'll amend that. Some people like
meal prep, Narelle.
Okay. I will admit I used to when I had kids, but I was naughty and I made the kids help me. They had to learn to cook.
Yeah,
but
good.
Now I don't. I cook it as I go. Or you don't suddenly go and have all your showers for the week in one go. You have a shower. Well, actually, some people might too. Let's not go there. But you know what I'm saying? Do little
We
things.
get what you mean. Yeah.
Do little things at a time, because there's no point busting a gut and really stressing yourself out over something that can be achieved over a month, over 2 months. If people can see that you are making the effort to become digitally accessible, take the steps, make sure your documents are done, those small bites, put it into balance. It's just so important, because you know what? As long as they can see it's happening. I just can't see the point in doing everything at once and getting so overwhelmed and so stressed out. And I will tell you, one of the reasons that made me think about this, I was listening to this wonderful podcast coming back on the train today, and it was this lady called Janine Vosper. She actually, you do. I think you do. The latest episode on the We Are Women, and it was this lady from New Zealand, and she was talking about knowing when, hang on, you've had the tap on the shoulder. I think she called it a feather, bit of a tickle, and understanding when you're overwhelmed. And I thought, well, really, isn't that what we're talking about this month with balance? And I'm saying with digital accessibility, don't overwhelm yourselves. Do it one chunk at a time. When you do a document, just do that one document. Make
And
sure
Narelle,
How can we make a document more accessible?
Oh, okay. That's another talk
Good question.
altogether. It is so easy. Microsoft Word has in the review ribbon an accessibility checker. Put the tick on that. It's running all the time. And it's a few simple tricks. And Kate can tell you all about color and that part of it. And then we've got the typeface and the font for readability. Think about your wording. Think about your structure. You don't have a 4-column page. You might have at the most 2 columns in your page for readability. Think about your size of your font. Think about your paragraph spacing, between your lines, between your words. Think about the type of font you use, that it's not all these serif and sans serif. Sans serif's the best. It's my favorite. And I also got the ability to say that word from the wonderful Kate, because I was saying it another way. Thank you, Kate.
welcome.
But it's just thinking it's common sense in the fact that if you put an image on, put alternate text. Don't put words over the top of an image. It's not readable. Think about your color. Make sure your accessibility check is on. When you convert to PDF, that's a whole other.
Well, that was going to be my question, because
it is
I don't have many documents on my website. Most of it's just links, but I do have a couple of PDFs.
Well, I can show you one day. PDF's a little bit more, but PDF's great because once it's there, it's there. And the accessibility is still very easy to do. The same rules apply for your structure and your type font and those things. It's just PDF. Adobe Acrobat does have another tool, an accessibility checker that you can use, and it scans. It does an overall scan. It doesn't get into the nitty-gritty, into the dirt in between the tiles. Is another way to look. It doesn't hit that, but it does hit over the top. When I do a PDF accessibility, I want to clean the dirt out from between the tiles as well. Probably a bad way of saying it, but
The deep clean.
A deep clean. I like that much better. But yeah, it is very easily done. And it's like anything. Once you get into the habit of doing it, you just do it
automatically.
You do it automatically. And it's the same with anything. Get into the habit of doing it, and you will automatically apply that to all your work. So if you suddenly want to make your whole website accessible and you bring in an auditor like Digital Access Solutions and Assistive Technologies, we don't say go mad and just update the whole lot in one go. The cost
Are you
is
able
too
to
much.
tell people, Narelle, I wanted to just ask, when you do an audit, do you apply something like the 80-20 principle and tell people, you could do this 20% of things to make 80% of the difference to somebody with different needs?
Basically produce a complete report that says, okay, these are where the errors are. And then we will sit and have a meeting with you and say, look, these are the errors, but we suggest you tackle this one and this one first. And if you can tackle, it might be 3 or 4 things that suddenly clear 80% of your problems. It's amazing, just some little things. And it's even like if you're going to do a website from scratch and you build it in from scratch, get your developers, the wonderful BizConnect are really good at it. And there's this one that does Wix, which is, Kate Smith. Sorry, I'm dropping everyone in it today. I'm on the ball. But, just by building it in from the start, it's so easy, like anything, isn't it? Just to build it in from the start and just keep doing it and making a habit instead of stressing out and suddenly trying to do the whole lot at once. Get some balance.
That's made a big difference to me with the old text. I did get my VA to do all of it, or all of the photos that she went back through anyway. And now I either use the ones that are already up there when I'm doing a promotion for an event because they're already there, or if I'm adding a new one, I've only got one to do. It makes a big difference.
It does. It makes life so much easier. And it's even with your colors, and obviously Kate's the expert on color. And Kate, you'd be able to tell us, once you've got your colors picked and you've said, okay, well, these are the colors that are going to meet the content accessibility guidelines,
Hmm.
As long as you keep using those colors, life should be pretty easy, shouldn't it?
Absolutely. And there's lots of online tools that you can use to check that contrast. If you just type in
Yeah.
accessibility contrast into Google, you'll get 10 different ones. You can put in the color code and the contrasting color, and it will tell you whether it passes or not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
Is
there's-
that so that it jumps out at you more? Is that
yeah. The rule in what we call the WCAG is it's got to be a minimum ratio of 4.5 to 1. However, on logos, between a logo and a background, you can go to 3 to 1, but we never recommend it because, you know, I actually heard a statistic the other day that I'm chasing up that 70% of the people in the world have some form of eye problem.
Wow.
I know. I've got to chase it up to see if
Is
it's
that
right.
just us get older, wear glasses? No, I
It could be
actually I've been wearing glasses, so I'm 22 to see distant.
Yeah, it could be glasses. It could
Okay.
be like one bloke I was talking to can only read 2 or 3 letters at a time.
Wow.
And he only
Interesting.
learnt to read, was able to read when he was 30.
Oh, wow.
And he's a professor. He's an
Wow.
adjunct professor or something. And this is what I'm saying, you know, just making sure your contrast is a minimum 4.5 to 1. The AAA standard, the gold class, is 7 to 1. And, you know, that's gold class.
So what is the site that you check that on?
There's a
there's
really
one.
good one. I'll send you a good one, but one of the ones is the WebAIM color contrast analyzer, and that's a really good one.
WebAid. I'm just
AIM,
thinking about
AIM.
AIM.
Yeah, I'll send you. Yeah, it's webaim.com, I think it is. I'm not sure. I
Color
just
contrast. That's
color
what people
contrast
see
analyzer.
watching.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
So,
really simple.
Narelle, for those who don't understand, when you're talking about contrast, what does that mean?
It means the difference between the foreground color and the background color has got to be, when they do the mathematical calculations, a difference of a minimum of 4.5 to 1. So, Kate, can you tell us, because our logo, I know, meets it, can you explain using the logo, please? Because obviously I can't see the logo.
Using the logo with correct contrast.
Yeah, how because I can't explain it visually anymore. So, Kate, can you
Fair
please?
enough. Well, the text in your logo is black. And so as long as you use that on a light background, there's a very good chance it's going to be sufficient contrast for somebody to read. Depending on your level of vision and how well you see, that you're going to need more contrast. So here, as you can see, your logo is on a light background. It's a pale yellow, and that creates a lot of contrast with black text. There's some parts of your logo that are yellow and blue, so they will have less of a contrast rating because they aren't as different from the background as the black text. I just found my favorite checker online.
Oh, cool.
It is colorcontrast.cc, and it's quite visual. So everything on the page actually becomes the contrast that you put in, so you can see in real time just
Could you
how
tell
it's
us
going
that
to look.
again? What was it? Color contrast?
Colorcontrast.cc.
Is that
And is colour spelled with
COLOR?
a U?
It's a good question, Narelle. Yes, it is Australian spelling, COLOUR, contrast.cc.
.cc. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love them
Yeah.
already because they spell it right.
Exactly. And yeah, this is it. It's just so important that people just take the small steps. It could even be make your email signature accessible. I've been getting so many emails from some government people lately, and I can't understand what's even in their email signature block. And I've actually had to send one back because I just got, all I could see was there was a document and there was a signature block. I had no idea what was in the document or the signature block. So I just did, reply, I'm sorry, this is not accessible. Please fix it. So, because I couldn't read any of it. It was quite funny, actually. But yeah, but it's such a small thing. You know, it's small steps, little steps. Yeah, and that's just all I want to talk about, putting balance into digital accessibility. You mean kids grow slowly. You don't suddenly go from a baby to an adult in a couple of days. It takes time. Give yourself the time. It's a process. Yeah.
I was just about to say, follow the process. There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is that one bite of the elephant at a time.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Poor
Or the
little elephant.
chocolate.
Poor
Or
the
the
elephant that we talk about.
Or the chocolate. Who are you
An
talking
elephant.
I don't know.
to?
I'm coming off
And I
chocolate.
know with our morning tea marketing misses, you know, with the dark background and the white, that stands out as
Yeah.
well. So there's very good contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's got
it.
me intrigued now. I'm going to go and have a look.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff. It really is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I think, and I think the main thing you're talking about too, Narelle, is, well, balance in colours. That's a good point. But balance in, you know, what we're trying to achieve is just not try and push it too much. And because
Yeah,
I know a lot of people who listen and watch these conversations are sole traders, and
yeah.
when people are trying to do everything themselves, it's a lot of work,
Mm.
and
it's
you
not
put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
exactly, and that's what I was going to say. Don't put too much stress, pressure on yourselves, because what's going to be the end result of that? You get sick, you suddenly can't work for a period of time, which is no income. Little bites, just little bites.
Yeah.
And look, that's a good point for business owners who tune into what our discussions each week. Those who work on their content, whether it be their website, their Google Business Profile or Google My Business, and their social media, in particular with the website, you need to, for SEO or search engine optimization, you need to be putting content on each and every month, rather than putting everything on at once, thinking I've got to get it all in. Google can actually see that as being spammy when you just throw everything together, because the bots are doing their crawling each and every month on every single website on the planet, and they're looking for new content all the time. So putting little bits and pieces on each and every month,
Yeah.
it's
Or
a
each
great
and every
number.
week.
Or each and every week, whatever spacing in time that you decide that's what you're going to, how you're going to put your content up. The idea is just to make sure that it is spaced out. And obviously when you're making your new website live, you do want to have a bit of content on there, but moving forward, it's great to be able to space it out so that it's not just all dumped at once.
Yeah.
Apologies for that phone interruption. It was my husband's phone in the room. I had something on it. Mine's turned down, but his is in the room. Narelle, thank you very much for sharing that. I think that's such an important concept around balance, and it's something that we all need to be really aware of, is just to make sure we can do what we can do and not try and put too much pressure on ourselves, and particularly in that accessibility and what we're doing with websites. Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
other comments before we wrap up this conversation today? I think we covered it all pretty well.
I think we did.
And remember, if you are watching or listening to this, if you found it randomly on social media, go to the Morning Tea Marketing Misses YouTube channel and subscribe. We love subscribers, so please do that, and comment. We've got a couple of regular people who comment all the time. They enjoy what they're hearing and find value in it. So I'm Janine. I'm saying goodbye. You guys want to sign off as well? We'll do something different today.
Bye, everyone.
Bye all.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you next time.